What's going on, y'all, today? I hope everybody is well. I had a really interesting day. It was really cool. Everything went, real nice. Progress through it. Stayed very inspired and encouraged through it all. Read a couple of books and everything like that. Well, actually, one book. I was going through the Rick Rubin Creative Act book today, which was really good. I probably only had like a couple of chapters left, and it was really good. It was a really nice read. I definitely end up reading it again for sure. But today I'm gonna go through some different instruments and everything like that. I'm really interested in playing this fretless bass some more. So I'm gonna go in and work on a bass line and everything like that, and just really enjoy the tone of that instrument even more. I really like it again. I might switch back over to tuba tomorrow on tomorrow's video for the bass track and the bass line and everything like that. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go in right now with my Fender Jazz Bass fretless. Real excited about that. I'm super curious. I'm very open to what's gonna come to me and everything like that, and I'm just looking forward to what that sound may mean. You know what I mean? What it's gonna sound like. I wonder if it's gonna also reflect, my day and the day's worth of experiences and everything. And I'm just looking forward to that. And I hope you all are as well. So, but yeah, let me know in the comment section if you don't mind how your day is going, how it went. If you created anything today, and I'd love to hear about that. So we're gonna go and get into the bass line right now. So I really enjoyed the bass line, to be honest with you. I thought maybe perhaps and also, like, perhaps I won't judge the track before it's done or anything like that, but I was feeling like, there's gonna be like a very like melancholy kind of vibe around the phrasing of the bass, like that which I chose to play, because the day was like really interesting. But like really, I feel like more than anything, like the music and the creation of the music, that spiritual realm of the vulnerability that you show when you're, receiving something on the spot and playing it, is like the opportunity to have, your burdens removed. You know what I mean? Like the things that you deal with, the things that you go through, the things that you grow through. You have an opportunity to really just kind of hash out those things. It's more than anything, for quite a long time, I've wanted to be able to have my music practice be a daily practice, not just so I can make a lot, or not just so I can try to monetize and earn a whole lot of money off of ad revenue, or even try to like go full time with YouTube. It like I genuinely like making music. Like I enjoy it. I feel really good when I'm making it. And I think that's beyond the egotistical and prideful parts of it, because when you make a lot of music and you put things together the way that I do, and the way that a lot of my friends do, and other artists such as yourselves do, the people in your community, they recognize that. They're like, man, you do a lot, da 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 da, that kind of thing. And while that's the truth, because in order to put a house together, you got to put a foundation together, you got to put windows, etc. You guys know the rest. But like, there's a sense of like doing it for myself, and the vulnerability behind like painting pure and true emotion, and learning how to be better at it and be more open every single time, and every single different approach, that you also get this opportunity to open up your sketch pad full of songs and just look at the different pages and look at the different dates, and not even compare or contrast, but I'm constantly reminded of, you know, what it is that's being made through me, not more so what I'm making. Or, you know, it kind of reminds me of how like talent is more like courage. Talent is like the courage to allow ideas to flow through you, you know, without trying to stop them, no matter what they look like, and also trying your best not to impose on those ideas, but to just let them pass through you, and without a sense of resistance. And it's it's very otherworldly, and it's very much so an outer body experience, because you start to realize that at the end of the day, it's not really you doing it. You're more like a conduit in a vessel that's holding a liquid. Therefore, everyone else can be able to drink from while you pour. You know what I mean? So, but time to get to the chords. So we got the chords recorded and everything like that. I like them a lot. I mean, it's just, all I can say is the more and more you start to create on a daily basis, it just comes through you. You know what I mean? You don't have to play nothing crazy technical. You don't have to look for the most amazing chords in the world. You know what I mean? You just have to communicate with what you've done previously. You know what I mean? And the story just kind of like unravels itself. And, you know, sometimes I'm just like really, really, I can't even say that I'm like impressed. But I do enjoy what gets made, and I can't stop, and I love it, and it's really fun, you know. But on this particular one, you know, you'll notice that there's just a lot of heavy modulation on the roads. It's really moving. It's moving so much, and so it's such a deep depth that, you know, when it's actually modulating away from you, it's modulating so deeply that there's no sound, you know, when the sound moves away from you. And I like that heavy depth in there. Like I said, every time I think about Rhodes modulation, you know, I continually think about Summer Madness by Kool and the Gang, you know, and it's a really cool song. Some heavy modulation on the Rhodes on that track, you know what I mean? It's got a real funky bass line and drums and synthesizer and everything like that. And, you know, I'm not trying to remake that song or anything like that, but there's just it's almost like punctuation marks in certain vocabulary words. You know, they allow you to elaborate more deeply on a more, you know, harmonic and emotional level when you do very deep things to seemingly simple elements. You know what I mean? And that's one thing that I really like about those chords. You know, it's kind of messing around with, you know, two chords, and then kind of highlighting their octaves, and then as their octaves build in, you know what I mean, you kind of get this opportunity to really hear, you know, how one thing can highlight itself and build on top of itself and stack on top of itself. And sometimes you don't really get the full picture until something else is stacked on top of itself. You know what I mean? You might not, like, we don't have the full appreciation for a house when we just see one row of bricks. But when you see the series of bricks and you see what it can accumulate to present to us, then there's another level of appreciation in which one can actually live with this art form. This art form can then become functional and enjoyable. You know what I mean? We still get an aesthetic appreciation out of it. So, drums. So we got the drums laid down. I'm pretty happy about them. No complaints. It's pretty simple. Rhythm and lineup and everything like that. Just something to just really agree with what's going on. I like the double bass, the double kick on there. It kind of gives it a nice little pocket to kind of just lean in, you know what I'm saying, for the rhythms and everything like that. So I'm just looking at seeing how everything just kind of continues to matriculate and build up, Let's see what comes to fruition. Let's see what the vibe ends up being. Let's see what it ends up feeling like. Let's, just imagine what it feels like, bobbing our head to this and listening to this and everything like that. That's kind of where I'm at with it, Yeah. I think next what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna put a horn on there. I'm feeling like a baritone, feeling like baritone right now. Yeah. So the baritone part, very, very counter melody. Can't even talk straight. Very counter melody-ish. You know what I'm saying? And counter melodies, they build things, but they don't really like take you to any place of like prominence. They oftentimes don't have the they're not the lead role. They're not the lead character. So, one thing that I try to do when I'm recording is I just keep going. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't like judge a baby, you know what I mean, by like anything, you know what I'm saying, when it hadn't even been born yet, you know what I'm saying? I mean, as if you should judge it all, but I'm just saying, like, to have an opinion, you know what I mean? And that, in my opinion, that goes for yourself while you're actually creating something, as well as, anybody else can kind of opinionate or say or communicate whatever they like and everything like that. And that's fine, you know what I mean? But kind of like from my perspective, I try to just like really, really have that grace for myself, when I'm building, you know what I mean? In terms of like thoughts about something previously or anything like that, I don't have much, I'm not in a place of judgment. I'm in a place of like letting the flow, just come through me and everything like that. So I'm just looking forward to seeing, how the next horn builds on top of this one, what the communication and the dialogue is like, what the relationship is like between the two instruments and everything like that, because, we'll start to kind of hear, why that first part was recorded after we're able to hear what the relationship is for the latter instrument, to say the least. So I'm excited about it, and, let's get to it. Indeed. Hey, so what's going on, y'all? I took a little break real quick, just laid down the flute, the tenor saxophone, and the other horns. And there was something, when I was doing the tenor sax and kind of went off on a different kind of tangent, playing something a little bit different. I just felt this need to layer that with flute. Ask me why, I'm not quite sure, but I heard the space. The space was inviting, so I entered the place, and played that instrument. Felt good. Felt like, I feel like I'm kind of, honestly, like I feel like I'm a little bit rushing because it's like getting later, Feel like I wish I started a little earlier, but, I'm working and trying my best to like not let those feelings like necessarily collide so much, but at the same time, like I'm still practicing a sense of awareness about it. And like I'm allowing that, that emotion and that feeling to speak and also find its way into the music. It's really interesting to be in that kind of place, because, art and creativity, in my opinion, is constantly about acknowledging your true feelings and acknowledging exactly how you feel, acknowledging, maybe you're telling someone else's story, maybe you're telling your story, but there's a sense of transparency and authenticity that you can embrace or not embrace intentionally or unintentionally or, consciously or unconsciously, And I just think that, like, I'm not trying to necessarily hide anything in my life that I'm going through and keep it from the music. I'm not necessarily, this particular point, I'm not necessarily making up any stories. And I know that sounds interesting because we're talking about musical notes, musical notation, the way the rhythms go, and it's not like any literal, like, word being said with the music. But I still feel like, we can sense like that frequency of positivity. We can sense the frequency of I don't want to say negativity, but just like a lower vibration, you know what I mean? Like when you play certain notes, it kind of can symbolize the feeling and emotion. I mean, it's something that, we can't explain. Science tries. I'm pretty sure somebody can figure out a way to do it with science, but, without just like going too deep or anything like that, it's just, it's rewarding in a sense of just using a different tool, but it's still the same voice. Synthesizer time. What's going on, y'all? So we got the synthesizer done. We got the whole thing done. You know what I mean? How y'all feel about it? What you think? How's it sound? I had a heck of a day. So, I'm sitting here just kind of thinking about how, all of this translates and, whether I was receptive of the idea that I was supposed to put down today. You know what I mean? And without any bias. But I'm pretty excited about it. I'm gonna go back, and of course you guys are watching it now, but I haven't edited yet, for myself. So I'm excited, to just see how everything comes together and, what it's like. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You know what I mean? Let me know what y'all think and everything like that, when it drops, since it's dropped already and you're watching it now. But, man, y'all holla at me, man, if you're checking out the video, and everything like that. Just let me know what you feel like. Let me know what you're thinking and all that. And I'll see y'all in the next one tomorrow. Peace.